Welcome back to the 2019 Music City Open. I'm Haley King.
And I'm Missy Gannon.
We will be covering round 3, back 9 today.
Yeah, this is this part of the course is quite a bit longer, I think, than the front 9, if you can believe that, because we had about, I think most of the holes were over 600 feet, and the back 9 actually gets even longer, in my opinion. So
this is hole 10. It's 610 feet, and it's a par 3. It's pretty straightforward. You just chuck it hard, throw a layup, and then putt.
Yeah, it's quite a bit downhill. So even though it's 610 feet, this one was kept at par 3, and I think that's pretty fair. It's pretty much just throw something that's going to hold pretty straight, get a little flex, and then land somewhere out in the middle, so you have either a forehand or a backhand approach to the basket.
So first we got Lisa teeing off. Looks like there's a little bit of a headwind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a pretty iconic hole. I feel like it might even be considered one of the signature holes on this course. It's so majestic standing up on top of this hill and just pumping something straight down the hill. Lisa kind of turns it over. There is OB on the right side. It is the cart path and right side. Looks like she might have hit and sat
got a good
safe.
kick.
I'm throwing a lucid trespass, hoping to sort of hyzer flip it up and get a little bit of turn and also flex back at the end. Yeah, so I did just that. This is probably my best drive on this hole all weekend.
That's a smash. I would think Kat's probably going fairway.
Yeah, she crushes, obviously, and when it's a downhill hole like this, she's trying to get way down there. We thought this was in danger for a little bit. It definitely got a little sneaky through the first trees, and luckily...
Got a great kick.
Yeah.
Then we got Erica.
Yeah, I think she tries to play a little bit more of the left side. She doesn't want to be super far left, but it is pretty open as long as you can get past those trees right where she landed. She'll be a little bit farther from the basket, but she'll have a pretty straightforward shot from there.
Lisa's throwing a forehand around the last trees and hopefully sneaking it in.
Yeah,
she actually went a little long there.
Yeah, that's the problem when you're on the right side. It does kind of cut off your angle a little bit. If you want to take this route that Kat's taking, it's an inside route, but you're also bringing OB on the right side into play. She looks like she hit a little bit early and kicked out to the left.
I think the play on this hole is to go on the left side off the tee because you have an easy forehand or an easy backhand upshot, where if you're on the right side, it's definitely like what Missy said earlier, you're pinched from where you are, so it's kind of harder to get to the basket.
Yeah, so you can see there, Erica was just looking straight at the basket and was able to throw a really nice shot right up there, even though she was a little bit farther away. I don't throw a ton of forehands. I usually try to play to the left side, but I threw a really great drive. I just don't normally try to stick on the right side. So luckily I did squeak one in there. I'll have a little bit of a long putt for a par.
Looks like Kat threw her upshot a little short. She gave her putt a half bid. She's still right there though.
Yeah. This is definitely a tougher par 3 for us. Getting a 4 doesn't feel awful, but obviously a bogey's never great. Lisa just pitching up. She'll be putting for 4 as well. I'm probably about 20 to 25 feet.
A little downhill. Dead center. Solid putt.
Yeah, I felt really good about getting a 3 on this hole. Like I said, it's not the easiest par 3, but I do think it's a fair score.
I think it's weird going from the front 9 where, like, the pars seem to be, like, easy, where you can get a lot of birdies on the holes, to the back 9 where it's more true par.
Yeah, I agree. I was kind of surprised to see that this was a par 3. Yeah, unfortunately, Erica was a little high on her par putt, so she will be taking a bogey as well.
Yep.
Kat will be walking with a bogey. And so will Lisa. This next hole, hole 11, is actually one of the shortest holes on the course, and sitting at only 311 feet. It is an island hole, so you must land on the island, otherwise you're going to a drop zone, which is quite a bit away from the pin. So yeah, you're just looking to hang something out wide to the right, something slightly overstable, and hopefully get close enough to get a birdie.
This hole's definitely aceable, but you can fly past the basket really easily, so if you're acing it, you got to be careful and be ready for the consequence.
Yeah. I came up a little bit short, but I'll have a putt. Lisa, unfortunately, her disc just kind of flipped up and kept riding to the right. She was not expecting that to happen. Kat's throwing a mid or a putter, I can't remember. Flirting with the OB, but she actually stayed in bounds, so good shot.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Right there.
Nice and safe. She'll be putting for birdie.
And then this is the drop zone. Lisa unfortunately didn't make the island. Again, you got the OB right behind the basket, so it's still like, if you're trying to get par from here, you really have to be ready for what can happen.
Yeah, and Lisa actually came up quite a bit short. Again, it's sort of hard to judge the distance sometimes in this wide open field. So she'll be looking at a bit of a long putt for her bogey save.
Erica seems to be frustrated with her putting right now. I think she's just got to get back in the groove, start feeling it again. Good birdie putt.
Yeah, I think I got a bogey the day before, and so I was just super happy to get a birdie on this hole.
And this is the one hole that we're all like, we need to birdie.
Yeah.
It's the shortest hole, and it's just like
especially going into these back few holes, there aren't a ton of opportunities left to get birdies. Although there are a bunch of par 4s and par 5s left, they are very difficult, which you will see coming up. So Kat was in bounds. She's just taking her meter relief from the OB line. Great putt. Adding another stroke to her scorecard.
And then Erica's gonna tap out for par.
Yeah.
On hole 12, it is 581 feet. It's a par 4. You got water in front of you, and then over the water is the basket. The shot is to just throw it far, as close to the water as you can, and then toss one over. It gets out of hand pretty quick because if you throw it short, you have to go to the drop zone, and it's not the easiest drop zone.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all pretty much just trying to lay up to the end of the first part of the fairway and then just put it close on our upshot. Try not to land in the water. Here I'm just trying to throw a little spike hyzer, get as far down the fairway, but also in the middle of the fairway.
Yep. Cat's probably going mid or putter. Yep.
Yeah, you're going to see probably 2 more drives, at least trying to be similar to those two. Just like that. Erica's a little bit more left, but it really doesn't change the upshot much.
Lisa might be going more of a straight approach at it. Looks
Yeah,
like
you're right.
Yeah, she crushed that one. The hyzer's back. Yep.
Yeah.
She's pretty close to the water's edge there. It makes her upshot very easy.
Yeah. I'm throwing a mid-range. I knew right away it was aired out just a little bit too much, a little nose up. We're going to have a conversation about whether or not I cross up at the island or if I should go to the drop zone. It's really hard to tell. We don't have any spotters on this hole, so we didn't have any help really from anybody that could see if I crossed over up there.
Erica threw a nice shot. It was inbounds, probably within the circle. And Kat's throwing either a putter or mid, hyzer, just to get it there and sit down. Maybe go in.
Ooh. Ooh, see, it's a fast green.
Yep, it's on that little mound, which kind of tricks where you think it's, like, tricks your disc where you think it's going.
Yeah. This looks really good. She definitely played it a little safer.
Yeah.
She will have a scarier putt coming right back at the water. But I actually threw a provisional because we wanted to go up there and kind of see if we could see where my disc was and see if we could make a judgment call. So that's my provisional shot from the drop zone.
Erica actually looks to be outside the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good bid.
So we thought we saw my disc. It was really hard to grab it, and we're gonna let Kat go first and then make the call.
She's probably circle's edge, I'd say.
Yeah.
Just a little low on that in the elevated basket.
So my card actually ended up giving me the benefit of the doubt, and they decided where my disc probably crossed was at that corner. So this is to save my par.
That's a great par save.
Yeah, I was really happy with that, and I was really thankful that my card mates were gracious enough to give me the benefit of the doubt. It was really hard to call.
Great putt from
That
Lisa.
was a great putt. Great birdie. This is one that you feel like you should be able to get. I know that upshot is a bit more difficult than it looks. So, great birdie.
Cat's tapping in a par.
Yeah. And we're moving on. Hole 13 is another par 4, 677 feet. You're shooting through this first gap, which is quite large, but you have an OB path on the left side and really thick woods on the right side. So you just want to make sure that you throw something straight enough that will turn over a little bit and fight back at the end. Other than that first initial path, there's not a ton of OB to worry about, at least not close enough. But this is a par 4. It's a very gettable par 4. It just takes 2 really good and well-executed shots to get up to the basket.
I think it slopes up a little bit once you get towards the basket, and like she said, the trees are very thick on the right side, especially next to the basket.
Mm-hmm. Lisa gets hers nice and turned over. It should crest the hill and come right back in the middle.
Yep. Perfect drive.
I early released mine, and that was definitely heading OB if I did not hit that tree, and it dropped me just short of the OB path. Kat did not get hers turned over like she wanted, but she throws far enough that she was well clear of that OB.
I think Erica is just looking to pitch one straight, land right in the middle.
Yeah. So I'm quite a bit short, but I'm in bounds, so I'm going to have to really crush this one to get anywhere close. I do turn it over, which is really kind of what I wanted, and thankfully I did not turn it over too much, so I'll be settling for a par at this point.
Yep, another great shot by Erica.
Yep.
That hyzer's out.
Yeah, Lisa's trying to get all the way up there. She wants this
She'll
birdie.
have a birdie look.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Within 25.
Yep.
I think Kat's just throwing a mid-range maybe up to the basket.
Yeah, she was pinning this hole every round before this, so she definitely still has a putt for birdie. Just tossing one up there nice and easy. A little short, but should be no problem.
Yep, Erica's just putting it right there for an easy par. Lisa's got a 25-footer for birdie.
Yeah, that's a rare miss. You don't see her airball much anymore. So that was unfortunate, but hopefully she can make that comebacker.
Kat's putting for birdie. I'd say 20 feet or so.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like she just let it go early, nose down. Good catch.
Yeah, no problem. He was trying to wait for me, but I'm kind of glad he kept moving. It was a loud truck.
Yeah. That was a good par putt?
Yep.
Yeah. I think the only thing we're aiming for is to not bogey. Because the pars are usually pretty easy on this course.
Yeah.
It's just when you bogey, that's when you're like, wow, that hurt.
It's quite open. There are some trees and OB to contend with for sure, but you really have a lot of space.
Hole 14 is 338 feet. It's par 3, and I think the only B on this hole is the water. I'm not sure if the path is OB or not.
Yeah, just the water. I only know that because I ended up left of the path almost every day, so spoiler. But yeah, just the water. It's plays downhill, low ceiling, so you just want to throw something super straight. There's also kind of a straight forehand line as well.
Looks like Lisa will be taking that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it hides it out a little early, but that's a fine spot to land.
Yeah.
I think this hole I take my 3 and get out.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it as far down there as possible. I actually finally do throw it kind of the way I wanted. So yeah, similar to Lisa. Should be an easy up and down, even a little bit of a jump putt for a 2. Yeah, Kat was playing a nice, like, slight anhyzer all the previous 2 rounds. I think she just didn't get the turn on it and clipped those branches.
Erica has a pretty nice forehand. She's definitely developed that ever since I first met her. It's gotten so much better. It's crazy how much work she actually puts in.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty scary approach from here because it could pick up on edge and just roll into the water. You got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
And Lisa with their Nova, just right there.
I'm kind of thinking about running this. I'm usually pretty confident with my jump putts or my regular putts, but decided to just sort of lay it up. No harm, no foul there.
Kat might be able to give this a little bit, but she just lays up.
Yeah.
Yep. Erica has a nice par putt.
Yeah, that's great. Same for Lisa, easy par. That pond is so funny. It's just like you barely see any water. It's just all green. And if you throw one in there, you're probably not getting it back.
Yep. Nah, one of the days I lost...
Ooh, look at that swag.
Wow. One of the days I lost my buzz or something on this hole, I think, or the next, or one of the other holes, and it was in a foot, and you just couldn't see it.
Yeah.
The green was just covering it. You couldn't see where it went in, where it went out.
Yeah. Hole 15. This starts the stretch of par 5s that are coming up. What is it? Over 3,000 feet the last few holes of the course. So you really have to keep that stamina up and just know that you're about to throw over 3,000 feet worth of distance coming up. So this is a par 5, wide open. The tee shot's way uphill, and you're trying to avoid these little trees that are planted right in the middle of the fairway. So almost ending up a little bit left up the hill is where you want to be, and then you just crush another drive and crush another drive, and then hopefully be able to get a shorter upshot up to the basket.
Lisa has a good drive right there.
Yeah, she'll be a little bit behind those little trees, so that does make it a bit more difficult of an approach from there. I'm trying to air it out and get up left. I do what I wanted to do, but I was a little nervous I was going to be by those trees.
Looks like Kat is just trying to do what you're doing.
Yeah, she can clear those trees really easily on a straight hyzer shot, so she's going to be in good position.
This hole is pretty simple when you look at it, but when you're throwing it and you throw your first drive and it's a little right and you're stuck behind those trees, you're like, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
It changes it up pretty quick, but...
Yeah, you can see right there, I'm the disc in front of the tree, and then Erica ended up just behind the tree. She's able to get off a really great shot, but there's just those little things here and there. If you're just barely behind one of those little trees, it could get in your head pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm just trying to crush another one. I throw it a little low, but I get past those last trees, which is pretty open from there.
Yep, those trees got in the way for Lisa. She ended up hitting 2 of them. Looks like she fought through them for the most part, though. And Kat's got a wide open shot.
Yeah.
She can just bomb one out there, getting past the last bunch of those.
Yeah, that's way down there. She basically can throw just one more, pretty full power shot and get right up to the basket. Most of us are sometimes fighting for our 5. I don't know if you had a look at 4 any of the days, but I think I did once, and that was it.
Yeah, I had to look once. It's that uphill when you're... The last shot there is just... It's difficult because it doesn't look as uphill as it really is.
Yeah.
When you're trying to throw a disc from here, you're like, oh, I think I can get to the middle of the hill.
Yeah. I just feel like I kept throwing all of my shots a little bit too low, so now I left myself quite a bit farther down the hill than I planned. So it's going to make that last shot far.
Kat's just crushing another one.
Yeah.
Is that all the way up there?
It's pretty close.
That's a putt.
She still was, I think, expecting to be way closer, but...
it's crazy that she even got there.
Yes. She can basically guarantee a 5 when a lot of us are struggling to get up there for a 5. This is already my 4th shot, so I'm just trying to get it inside the circle, but it is way farther than it looks even on camera. I'm throwing a full distance driver, trying to get a full flex up the hill, and I can't even do that. So I threw it exactly how I wanted, but it's just so far.
It's like the last 300 feet is uphill, but it's straight uphill.
Yeah.
So it feels like you're throwing 400 feet.
Yeah, and that's actually a great shot by Erica. She will also have, I believe, maybe circle's edge or just inside for her par, I think. Yeah, I'm settling for bogey. It doesn't feel that bad, but it definitely doesn't feel great either.
Right. Oh.
Lisa's trying to run it for sure.
I think Kat's right on circle's edge, it looks.
I think so. I can't quite remember.
It's still uphill. Still a big putt.
Yeah, she must have been just outside the circle then. Gave it a great bid, but...
She wanted that.
Yeah.
Erica's a little short as well. That uphill is just... You're tired by the time you get to the top of this hill.
Yeah.
And those putts are just like, oh my gosh, just take me off the course.
Yeah. And I think we mentioned it. It was just super hot and humid all weekend. And so now you're at hole 15. You're trying to throw your heart out on every shot on these long par 5s. So you are... You're certainly tired, especially by the time round 3 comes around.
Yes. After the 12 600-foot holes, and then you gotta play a 1,000-foot hole.
Yeah.
It's tiring.
Mm-hmm.
This is hole 16, 661 feet. It's a par 4. This hole, you go down and up and down and up, and it's just... This one is a tough one.
Yeah. You feel like you should be able to get on top of the hill from the tee pad, because the tee pad's sort of at the same height as this hill where we're at right now. And it almost looks closer than it actually is. Not many of us are getting to the top of the hill, which makes our approach shot really difficult. 1, it's blind. 2, it's still really far. And 3, your footing can be severely uphill.
Yeah.
Depending on where you land. So,
and then right by the basket here, it does slope a little bit downhill, so there is that risk of a roll away.
Yeah.
I know that happened on almost every card I was on.
I actually like this play by Kat. I don't know if she did it on purpose, but it certainly looks like she intended on it. When you end up farther right, you are farther from the basket, but you're on flatter footing, and you're actually a little bit more set up for an easier approach shot. Yeah, Lisa there, like I said, you just kind of, you land on that hill, and it makes your approach quite a bit more difficult.
And we're throwing full power shots here, and we're getting to half of the hill.
Yeah.
Looks like Erica got a good pull on that one.
Yeah, I liked the height she had on it. She didn't quite get the turn that she wanted, I don't think, but we're all about similar level on that hill. But see, you can even see here how severely uphill this upshot is. And
it's still probably 400 feet away.
Yeah, I think so. I think that one of those markers is like a 450 mark or something like that. Yeah, I'm just trying to turn something over a little bit, get as much distance as I can.
That's a good shot, though. You can see the basket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same with Lisa. We were pretty close together. Yeah, it's still blind from this point, but she has at least a little bit less severe uphill footing.
Looks like a great shot, though.
Yeah. She'll have a slightly easier approach than the rest of us, but we're all set up pretty well. Yeah, that looked like a great shot. It was on a perfect angle. That is the only tree that affects that hyzer line, and it just knocks you down. I thought I was about to hit the same tree. Luckily, I skirt a little bit underneath it, and I get a little closer, but still have some work to do.
Lisa's up is just inside the circle. It's a little bit shorter than she wanted, but she'll have a putt at it. Yep, Kat laid it up. Easy par.
Yep. Honestly, I don't see many of us, even Kat, having the opportunity at a 3 on this hole. It just takes 2 perfect shots.
And then a big putt.
Yeah.
Just getting over that first initial hill is tough.
Yeah. For birdie, just high. Was it birdie? Or no, par?
I think it was par.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa's probably 28 feet out, and it's a little bit of a death putt. It's pretty scary. Right side low.
Yeah. Luckily she hit the basket, because that could have went sailing. think I'm only about 15 feet or so.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about the 4 on this hole.
I think it was 110 degrees at one point there.
I don't remember. I think that with the heat index or the humidity, it might have felt that way.
Yeah. I know Kat was warm. She kept trying to make sure that I was cool enough, and I'm like, I'm good. Thanks, Mama Kat, but I'm good.
That's funny. Yeah, right behind our basket's the tee for hole 17.
Yeah.
So Kat was just waiting for them to tee off before she putted.
I think the umbrella play was smart.
Yes.
But just carrying that up and down those hills, I said no.
I'm certainly thankful that I had a caddy all weekend, because it could have been rough.
Yeah.
Hole 17, another par 5, 931 feet. This first shot is sort of a placement or risk-reward shot. You want to either place your shot right before that brownish grass in that opening, or you can try to go for it and get past this opening and land somewhere in here. I think a lot of us have the ability to get to here, but it's just a matter of how much you want to risk that OB. There's OB on the left that comes into play for sure. The rough on the right also comes into play. It's luckily not OB, but it certainly
it's rough.
You don't want to be in there if you can help it. And then you just throw another shot around a corner, and then another shot up to the basket. They're all going to be pretty big drives to get up and down for a birdie.
I love this hole. I play fairway and throw it really hard and just get the little flex. Hopefully miss that stuff, but like Kat, it just punched right through that.
Yeah, she definitely had a little luck on her side. I didn't get around to practicing this hole, so I did play it the last 2 days, obviously, but I just didn't really know if I was comfortable going for the big shot all the way down through the gap, so I just laid up every round.
Yeah.
I'm a little pinched off, but I'm at the corner enough that I can throw an upshot through that gap.
I think that got a little bit more turn than Lisa was hoping for.
Yeah.
I think that went OB.
Yeah, she did end up unfortunately going OB.
Erica, sit. Looks like it hit that path.
Yeah, that's also OB on the right side. OB, path and beyond. Unfortunately, Erica did find that, but she threw a great third shot.
Yep. Perfect, right where you want to place it.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I'm kind of right at the corner, so I'm pretty wide open. I'm just trying to get something around the corner. I hung it out a little bit too straight, ended up hitting that tree, but I'm still not in a bad position. We're just eyeing up Lisa's lie. One of the rules in the PDGA rulebook is that you can basically take your lie as far back from OB in line with the basket. So that actually came into play really in Lisa's favor on this hole, because otherwise she would have been looking straight into these huge bushes and basically would have to just pitch out straight to the right. But now that she was able to take her lie all the way back up the hill as far as she wanted, she's going to have a bit of an easier approach around those shrubs and trees. So a good use of that rule for sure.
Yep, she'll probably throw a distance driver. I'm gonna guess a Shrike.
Yeah, it might be.
And then just to get another full bomb down there,
yeah,
she could possibly have a look at the basket from where this shot lands.
Yeah.
Looks like it just caught that tree.
Yeah.
It's not bad from there.
Yeah.
If she's too close to the tree, it might make the run up hard, but it's not a bad spot to land.
Right. Yep.
Kat's going to get as close as that OB as she can. That's a great shot.
Yeah.
The OB starts, you can see the flags right there, and then the path on the right is also OB.
Yep. She can see the basket from that lie, so she'll be able to have a pretty open approach to the basket from there.
Lisa looks like she just ripped a driver. That's going to be a great shot. She'll
Yep.
have an easy approach.
Being up on that side of the hill kind of makes it a little bit easier to come in at the basket on a hyzer line. And so being up top there is definitely helpful. I learned that from previous rounds that I needed to be farther up the hill, so I'm just trying to throw something as high up the hill as I can.
Yep, Erica doing the same.
Mm-hmm.
Kat is probably going for it from here.
Oh, yeah.
That might be a mid? Maybe
Maybe it might be a fairway. It's, it plays uphill. Yeah, she's looking for that 4 on this hole, as most of us are. I mean to hang this out a little bit wider and come in around that last tree. But I think I'm just inside the circle. So I'll be looking at, I believe, birdie from there.
yes. Lisa throws a good shot. Yep, just safe. She'll have a putt for birdie as well, I believe.
I think she went OB.
Oh.
I think we might actually be both looking at par. I can't remember.
Okay. Erica has a good shot.
Yeah,
I
that's
think that's within circle,
Yeah.
or around circle's edge at least.
Yeah. So yeah, on the graphic it says I was putting for par, and I think that sounds right. That little picture right there, that's of a gallery of a couple of locals that live in the houses nearby. They set up this tent, had Gatorades and waters and snacks and a banner that was made specifically that said "Welcome Disc Golfers" or something like that. It was so cool to see that. You never see that from just kind of locals that are just in the area, but they love the fact that this course is being maintained, now that it's not an active golf course. They love that it looks as nice as it does, and
the
that
energy.
Yeah,
They gave us energy to finish the last hole.
They did. I keep telling people that I think I had an approach shot that was well into circle 2, and they just roared for it, and I'm thinking, man, I wish I was closer, but they were just super excited for us.
I think Kat just made a good putt for birdie.
Oh yeah, that was a great putt.
This is Erica's putt for bogey. She's probably 20 feet or so. Yep, that was a good putt.
Yeah.
I think that was Lisa's putt for bogey.
I believe so.
And then this is hole 18, 886 feet. It's a par 5. There's OB on the right, and I don't think there's any OB on the left.
No, there's just, I think it's well down the hill if there is any, but it's just a lot of rough.
Yep. It's actually easy to go OB on this hole.
Mm-hmm.
If you, for distance, since you're just trying to throw it far as you can off the tee, if you throw something a little bit flippy, it might turn over and go OB across the path, or if you're putting, it might go OB, it might roll down OB.
Yeah.
This is another hole where you're going up a hill, down a hill. It's energy is just, you have none right now.
Yeah.
You just want to get off the course. Yeah, Kat's got a big rip.
Yep, as long as it settles down and doesn't hyzer out too much, she'll be right. That's barely in the rough. She'll be fine from there to throw another big shot. I'm also just trying to bite off as much as I can to make that second shot a little easier.
And off the tee, you want to be to the left of that big tree, or else it makes your upshot a little bit harder. You can't throw straight at the basket. You have to throw either hyzer and hyzer forehand.
Mm-hmm.
But just being to the left of that big tree right there is so much easier.
Yeah. Yep, similar shot, just right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, I think Lisa went over the path, but she's hyzering back right in the middle.
Yeah, this is a great shot. She actually, since she was a little bit more right, like Haley was saying, you know, it makes her have to throw more of an anhyzer flex shot, which she does perfectly there. As long as you get past that little last bit of rough, you'll have a pretty open approach to the basket. I early release this, and I go in not the OB, but the rough that you never want to go in. So I definitely made it harder on myself than I needed to. But hopefully I can still save a par from there.
Yeah, Erica, she just gets past it. That's a good shot.
Yeah. I believe at this point, Erica and Lisa are really close, and I'm not sure exactly who's in the lead between the two of them at this point. But I believe if they're either tied, or Erica might even have one stroke, or the opposite. I'm not sure. So this hole, it's coming down to the wire for third place, and it's definitely a battle. I just have to throw a pitch out shot. Pretty happy with it, and hopefully I can throw my approach shot close enough to save my par.
Lisa's just hoping to put this one inside the circle. Hopefully up on top of the hill makes the putt a lot easier.
Yeah.
But still, from right here, she's probably 250 out.
Yes.
And it's still a lot to think about.
Yeah, she had the right angle. It was too inside. I think that would have probably panned out back to the basket, but the tree just got in the way.
Yep. She's probably 60 feet out.
Yeah, she's just at the bottom of the hill. Likely playing for par at this point. I don't know if either of them know what the scores are. So, I don't know if she knows she can just play for par and possibly take third place.
Or if she just wants to get out with par.
Yeah. Yep.
This is Kat's third throw.
Yeah, you can just see how much easier it is when you can throw even just 50 feet or, farther than on some of these holes. She's, throwing a mid-range up to get an easy birdie, and we're all still throwing drivers at some of these shots, trying to hopefully get a birdie, but likely getting a par. So that's sort of where she excelled, where she excels in general, but especially on this course.
That hyzer's off a little bit, but it's right there.
Yeah.
I think you're outside? Or
I can't remember. I think it's probably close. Yeah. When I'm right around circle's edge, or even just a little outside, I tend to just not jump putt. Looks like Lisa's just on circle's edge.
Just got a bit of a death putt here.
Yep. Gives it a good bid, yeah.
That's not bad, though. If it would have missed the basket completely, it would have gone OB.
Yeah.
So I still give her props for going for it.
Definitely.
Cat's putting from birdie.
Yep. This was just an incredible weekend for her. Because even though, you know, she has the distance on most of us in the field, she still just capitalized on almost every birdie opportunity that she had this weekend. I am putting for bogey. I think that second shot of mine is sort of what did it for me, but I'm happy with finishing the tournament under par.
Finishing second?
I did. I ended up taking second. That's all I could really ask for at that point.
Yeah, I think Erica finished in third, yeah?
Yeah, so I think with that putt, I believe that was for par, and this is for bogey for Lisa, and I think they ended up one stroke apart for third place. So Erica definitely snuck in there and ended up taking down third. So congrats to her. It was a fun weekend. It was definitely a course unlike any course that I've ever played before, being super long, and it was super exhausting, but you know, we just wanted a huge shout out to Will McCaskill and all the crew down in Nashville.
Shout out to Full Flight Disc for taking pictures.
Yep. Yeah, thank you to Ben Howard and his help coming out here and filming the women. We really appreciate the coverage. I think Central Coast was out there filming the men, so it was definitely a treat for us to have somebody out there filming us, and we can't thank you enough for doing that for us.
And then thank you, Dee Dee, for sponsoring the event.
Yeah, it was, you could feel the energy out down there. It was, like I said, with those spectators on 17 to, you know, just having all of the people there and vendors and
the spotters. They were so nice,
yeah.
And they gave us waters, snacks.
Yeah. Yeah, so thank you so much, and hope you enjoyed it.